versus Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics.
Goes by the name of Atlas the Bookkeeper. How you feeling, my friend?
So, okay, do you want to just start with that topic? Should we just begin with that one? All right, let's begin with that one so that way we can get it out of the goddamn way. All right, so here's the thing. As you guys know, we talked about this last week, all right? A week or two ago. Basically, I made a tweet about LPG. Because as you know, I have a resurgence, a renaissance. People like my content. They want to see me interact with people outside of just this little stream comfort zone. And I'm down with it, okay? One of the people have always asked me to interact with is LPG. Look to your guy. They call him the Black DSP because he acts like how I used to act in the FGC, like an asshole, basically, right? And, you know, I've not to say that I really care too much about the man, Mr. Sparrow. Like I said, I'm gonna address him by the name he wants to be addressed by, Mr. Sparrow, Mr. Small Beaver. Okay, that's the name he chose for himself. That's the name I would use when I address him. I don't want to dead him. All right, we're gonna use the real name now that he goes by. So, Mr. Sparrow, over the years, he's said things about me and stuff like that, that aren't very flattering. Last year, I challenged him to Street Fighter 6. He completely declined, citing that I needed to work on my sexy and my goatee and I needed to go work out, which has nothing to do with playing Street Fighter 6. He completely deflected because he knew that I was going to beat his fucking ass and make him embarrassed, just like Jay Snyder did, you know, a decade ago. Completely publicly embarrassed him, crushed his gems and his balls, and the guy's basically been neutered ever since. So anyway, you know, I made a tweet. I wish he would just leave his comfort zone, his and branch out and do other things. If he were to appear on this show with me, it would benefit both of us tremendously. Everyone would want to watch. We'd have ridiculous amounts of viewers. People would be going out the ass because of it. People want to see this crossover happen. He's the one making it impossible, not me. I am more than willing to make this crossover happen, all right? But he won't let it happen. Why? Because he just wants to keep making shit up to make it not happen. So, first it was excuses about my looks and shit. Then we reacted to it earlier this week, where he said he wanted $5,000 to come on the show. Which I told him, Mr. Sparrow, with all due respect, absolutely no one would ever pay you $5,000 for anything. You're not worth $5,000. Insanity. Like, maybe your viewers and supporters would give you $5,000 if you actually did something outside of your comfort bubble. If you took a chance, a risk, you know, something that a lot of people involved in. And if you did it, you probably get that level of support. But you actually have to put yourself first, and then you earn the reward forward. No one in life is you first before you do anything, and then you do the work. No, you actually do the work first, and then you get compensation for said work. He seems to have it ass backwards. He thinks that he's like God's gift to work, and that we should shower him with money, and then he'll do stuff. In addition, the hilarious part is his response is he doesn't need money. I don't need the money. What am I going to do with $5,000? Then he's demanding. Then by the end of the video, he demands $10,000. The hilarious part is he says he doesn't need money. But as I'm sitting there looking at his streaming setup, saying, dude, your streaming setup is fucking like discount store shit. You've got felt hexagons in your background that literally sell for $25 online for a pack of 12. So your whole setup is like maybe like 40 bucks. You got stupid lights on the side of your streaming setup that no one can see if you put them on the wrong wall. There's LED strips or grids, no one can fucking see them. So why did he put them? His camera's fucking not even full HD, it's not widescreen, it's fuzzy as shit, right? This guy's got like this long-ass fucking streaming setup. And he's criticizing me for how I look and how I conduct business. But he says he wants money, but he doesn't need the money, okay? He doesn't need the money. That's why he's trying to be like this, because he needs the fucking money. In truth, he knows no one's ever going to pay him. So this is his hope that, oh, well, the reason I won't appear on your podcast is you're not going to pay me. No one's ever going to pay me. I've been offered $50,000 to be on a podcast because I have that now. You don't. No one's ever going to offer you money up front. Again, if you bloat yourself out of your comfort zone, and then you do something adventurous, interesting, like come on my show, and we had a fucking amazing hour back and forth, even if it's like yelling at each other or if it's just being nice to each other. Who knows what's happening until you set it up and you just see what fucking happens, let it rip, right? But he really doesn't want to do that. He's just so in his own brain, way more important than you can see it, right? So anyway, so I reacted to his reaction the other day. He reacted again to it last night. It's even funnier this time. You gotta watch. And I was like, I got a movie fucking schedule. I gotta talk about the PS5 Pro announcement and everything. I got shit to get to. I'm not even reading it right now. And plus, I had a feeling I wasn't able to find the clip. Because I had a hell of a time even finding the last clip. Alright? So last night, I'm preparing for the podcast. Alright? I'm trying to get all my stuff together. I'm just about to go to sleep. And I'm fucking frustrated because I'm looking all over the internet for this clip and I can't find it. I find two of his detractors edited the clip, but they fucked with it. Like they cut parts out, they edited his webcam so now you can't see his setup and shit. And I'm like, how can I react properly to the clip if I can't see it? He doesn't have an archive anywhere where you can watch it. Who the fuck streams and then hides the stream so you can't see it after? What the fuck is that? Why are you even broadcasting to the internet if you didn't want to hide like a coward after what you just did on stream? Either you be a man and you leave your content up and say, I stand by my content that I just made, here it is, watch archive later. Or don't see it all. That's like pussy shit. Like put your tail between your legs and run away after you fucking or you're afraid someone's gonna fucking criticize you. Oh god. The moment that you turn on your camera, you're opening yourself up to criticism. Listen, I know I've been in the goddamn years, so I know all about how the game works. Apparently, Mr. Sparrow doesn't understand the game, okay? So, I'm pissed because I'm about to go to sleep, and I can show you no lie, like how, when you go on YouTube, you can find shit, you get clips that no one thinks anything either, right? So they'll be like, oh, FTG response to PSP, you click on it, it's fucking 2 years ago. Why the fuck did the date in your title? Let it waste my time clicking around for 100 fucking shit clips. Like, the whole LGBT it's a fucking mess. Like, there's no order to it, there's no professionalism, it's a bunch of fucking dumb shit, right? So anyway, right before I was putting this app, going to sleep, I put out is there a way I can see LGBT responses without scouring the internet, see if he edited videos and mess with his webcam or interject? If he actually archived his stream somewhere, is he really that big of a pussy that I can't watch and react to what he said? First response, none. He deletes all his videos, and from what I'm aware, he doesn't archive it. He doesn't even... Dude, this is the guy who's criticizing me. He doesn't even understand how the game is played. He doesn't... You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't understand it at all. He's like a fucking noob. And how long has he been making content? And he doesn't understand how it works. How can anyone have a conversation when you delete your content? Fucking idiot. Like, what? And some people are saying in chat, well, it's because he's constantly doing things that violate terms of service, right? And that's what... So stop. Stop fucking saying the N-word. You idiot. It's 2024. You can't just fucking do that shit. You can't make a living if you're gonna sit around and do dumb shit. It gets to a point, it's like, dude, it's not I get it, like it's your thing. Oh, he's so extreme, he'll say whatever he wants. No one cares. When you do it so much, you take the power out of it. The shtick is dead, okay? It's tired. No one cares about you using the N-word and doing these stupid topics. No one cares, alright? Be a fucking normal human and stream normally and archive your content and fix your background. Do all this shit that people would want, and then maybe you actually make some money. You wouldn't have to demand $5,000, $10,000 maybe on my show. You'd actually be making that money on your stream, and then you can do whatever you want. You understand? Unreal. This guy is something else, man. Seriously. Anyway, so I don't have the clip. Apparently, he responded. I don't have the clip. People are offering in the chat to send it to me. Well, I'm not gonna watch it now. I got other shit to do today. He gets bumped again because he doesn't know how to fucking work the game. He's so fucking unprofessional. It's a joke. All right. So he's banned on YouTube. He is. This is hilarious. Yo, how do you get banned and unbanned and banned and unbanned and banned and unbanned so much? I don't even understand the concept. How does this happen so much? Like, I could see, oh, you got banned once, and you did something, you realize that this service, even if you disagree with the ban, which listen, I'm there with you, I've been banned for things before, and I hard disagree with the way that I was treated. But if you're gonna play the game, you gotta understand the rules, right? You gotta work within the confines of the system, right? So, for me, okay, you get banned, you get unbanned. Alright, so don't do it again. Oh, I'm being told he got banned, but then he tried to ban evade, and when he was ban evading, that got him perma-ban. So where the hell does he stream that? So confusing. Twitch? He streams on Twitch. I got him banned from Twitch for 10 fights over. How does he keep getting back to Twitch? This is so fucking bizarre. This whole thing is like bizarre. Because I've been doing this for 15 years. Listen, I've been through it. I've done copyright strikes. I've fucking retail partner for it. But I'm still here making this. My content is still visible. You know? I'm not, like, what is going on? I'm so Twitch Insider getting banned? What is that? Alright, you know what? You spent too much time on this already. If someone has the latest clip, or a montage of his latest clips, because apparently people are saying he's talking about me every day now, I would like to watch it, but I can't, because it's not anywhere. So if someone can send it to me, that would be nice. Just email me, please, okay? And I'll go from there, but I can't make content out of stuff when it's not visible. Because it's hidden, like fucking clandestine, secret, hush-hush shit. It's so dumb. It's... No wonder no one wants to work on this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Remember when they were doing Law Call Live, and I got off but I was gonna get off the game. You went, well, why wouldn't they offer LTV? Why wouldn't they? The guy is like the weirdest dude. He doesn't even understand how to make videos and streams without one form of band. He's a result archive. Who could work with this guy? Right? Like, so you're asking for something that this guy has made because they don't exist. So, please let me know. Alright, and we'll go from there. Alright, I got a couple shout outs to do. Then we got to get on to our next topic here. So, Sybil did a super chat. He says LTV is striking all channels that clip him. So basically, like, it would be like, I click my detractor channels, he's hitting them with false copyright strikes, is what he's saying. I'm not going to comment on it because I don't know about his detractor channels and I don't know if it's within his rights or not. If they're just lifting his content and not doing anything transformative, no transformative work whatsoever, then he has the right to strike them. Okay? He does. They're supposed to be doing commentary and criticism over. It's not even, you know how I said they're editing his webcam and shit? That's not transformative. You can't take a movie, like for example, you can't take Spider-Man No Way Home and edit over a scene with a couple things and then put the whole fucking movie out. It doesn't work. You have to actually have commentary and criticism to do something of creative thought and effort to do that. So if his detractors are just lifting his shit, he has the right to strike it. But if they are doing transformative commentary, he has no right to. That's how it is. Okay? So I don't know what's going on.
Once again, someone call up for review, whatever you posted.
I'm good. And one thing I want to know is, a few days ago, I was falsely arrested when somebody was out here. They weren't starting a riot. They literally got all of our neighbors together and came down here and put me and my family and me in danger. And I was falsely arrested without even being able to speak my truth.
Was this the kid you assaulted with a bat?
You got about
It does not matter. He came over here and decided to run.
But it's the guy you assaulted with a bat, right?
It does not matter.
Okay. Yeah, no, you guys just gonna go right around.
Oh man, you're gonna see so many taxpayer dollars wasted in this video. Cyrax has been telling anybody and everybody his turmoils with the court system, his turmoils of being arrested, everything bad that's happened to him in the past month. He's been trying to tell anybody he can that he's innocent, but it's all seemingly going on deaf ears, as you'll come to see in this video, because the cops don't care, his lawyer doesn't even care, nobody cares. Cyrax is going to tell it to them anyway, and that'll be the constant you'll see here. So many times in this video are you going to see Cyrax talking to different people about the same topic, because he really, I think somewhere deep in the doldrums of Cyrax's tiny mind, does he think that he's going to talk his way out of this situation. One of these cops is going to go, you know what, Chancellor? We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this together. We're gonna put you in the car. We're gonna go down to the station. I'm gonna single-handedly drop these charges, and we're gonna go find the guy who you swung the bat at. He keeps calling the cops and telling them they're not doing their jobs, making videos online telling the cops that they're not doing their jobs. And it's funny because he's still making videos even like the day before this was made. And as you'll soon come to find out, at court the other day, Cyrax's public defender told him to stay off the internet. And what did Cyrax do? He got right on the internet and basically fired his lawyer because Cyrax knows best, ladies and gentlemen. But the big news that I think a lot of people clicked on this video for is to find out what happened with Cyrax's court date. And well, it's pretty straightforward. Cyrax went in, he pled not guilty, and it looks like we're going to trial. The next time Cyrax will be in court is on August 14th and then August 22nd. A lot of people think that the 14th is when the jury selection will be. We'll have to see. This is going to be coming out near the end of the summer. We got about a month left till we find out more. And that just means another month of a fearful goblin, because one thing you're going to see in this video is how scared Cyrax has been leading up to this. He knows he could go to jail possibly. You know, he might get put on probation, and that's seemingly what he wanted, but he didn't get it. So I think we're in for a lot more of Cyrax telling anybody he can that he's innocent over the next month, and that's what we're going to look at here today, because he's already started, and it's in full effect. So let's jump into seeing what Cyrax has been up to. So on screen right now, you're going to be greeted to a wrestling match between
Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics.
On Cyrax. I think this is a pretty good simulation. You'll come to see a Goblin gets some hands, as you're currently seeing right now. But William uploaded a recording of a phone call that Cyrax had with the 911 dispatcher, where Cyrax had called to ask for a cop to come out to ask him questions about why he was arrested, because he just can't help himself. He's just got to try to bitch and moan at anyone he can because he feels like he's been slighted, even though he's the one who assaulted somebody. So let's go ahead and listen to this. If you want to listen to the full call without the wrestling on screen and everything, it's down the link in the description below on William's channel. Go give him a sub for all this hard work, because none of this stuff you see in this video would be seen without him.
Yes, sir. My name is Wilson, and
Project 2025 seems harmless, but it'll give Trump power like no president has ever had over your daily life. His plan includes a nationwide abortion ban, ripping away access to contraception, gutting affordable health, eliminating the Department of Veterans Legacy.
I was wondering if there's any way that you could put me through to either your guys' captain or the chief of police, because there's something going on that is not right within your guys' department, and I need to speak with one of the higher ups.
was not in, sir, so I'd have to send the sergeant.
Versus Capcom 2.
Alright, that
New
works.
Agent
Like,
Hero.
if you can get me in contact with like a sergeant or something, that'd be great.
Okay, what's going on, sir?
A couple weeks ago, well, this has been going on for a very long time. Over the past 2.5 years, my family has been reporting in cyberbullying incidents that have been going on with me and my family, and we have tried to get your guys' department to do something about all this, and unfortunately, a couple weeks ago, one of those cyberbullies came to my house and incited a riot, and when I protected my family, I got arrested because when I went out there to protect my family, I pointed that at this individual, not to hurt him, but to get him to leave, as he came from another state, knowingly coming here to incite a riot for me and my family. He gathered up like about 8 of our other neighbors and came there with a sign and actually was on our property at several points in time with our neighbors and kept on, doing stuff that you would normally do at a riot, like having a sign up, doing this, doing that. He was not there to protest. He was indeed inciting a riot. And when... Yes, ma'am. And I don't know why he did it, but he went around before he came down here, and he basically told them all a lie, and he basically gathered them all up, and they all came down here in one big group and began harassing my family, began harassing me, and at several points stepped foot onto our property, and my family told this man to leave. Like, they told him to leave and he would not do it. Yes, my mom was on the phone frantically with you guys trying to get a hold of somebody to get this man to leave, and he still refused to leave. So I went out there because I do know the laws. I have, the Clean Ground Law and the Council Law. I'm very well versed in that. So I went out there with the bat and I gave him a very fair warning, like, dude, you need to leave. He would not do it. And when I went to swing at him because he was still on our property at the time, he tossed the baseball bat with his bare hands and stepped on the public property. But yet, as a result of me protecting my family, I ended up getting arrested for simple assault when I was just protecting my family. Yes, and matter of fact, there were several times where beforehand, in other incidences, my family has tried to get the cops to look at the evidence because they always ask, like, do you have any evidence? Yes, I do, and every time I try to show them the evidence, they're always like, either we don't want to see it or we don't need to see it. When I have clear... I literally, I'm in the middle of the case right now, and I'm actually going to be trying to get a different attorney because the one I have still has not spoken with us yet. Ever since I got her... I don't know. It's been over a week and a half, and he still has not contacted me or my family. I do, but I am going to be trying to get a new one because, like I said, the one that I have now has not seen us at all since I met him in jail that night. And the officers, if you can even look online if you'd like, if you look up the name, well, I was going to say, if somebody, if one of your officers wants to look online at the name William Boreal, there's literally... Oh, you're fine, you're fine.
When were you arrested?
On the 25th or the 26th, one of those, I can't remember. I believe it was the 25th. I believe it. But there is also actual footage online of some of your guys' officers openly mocking me and my family as they're walking away from the house. Champ.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and notify them and grant
Alright, thank you, man. Because like I said, there is also footage online of some of your guys' officers that have been out here literally openly mocking me and my family. There was an incident a couple of years ago where I'm here with... Okay, that one.
So Cyrax calls the police department, tells them, hey, like, you know, you guys arrested me last week, and this is bullshit, so he needs to complain. There's no one else to vent to, so, like, you know, 911's, I guess, always an easy option. This lady on the phone is clearly, like, she's over it already. He's trying her best to help him, but she knows that he's not all there. She's telling him, you know, let's just focus on what we're talking about now, because Cyrax is trying to talk about 10 different things. At one point, he asks her to get all the boys in the department and all that. Maybe if anyone can go look up the name William Glory Hole. I think Chance sees it as, you know, these cops put me in this position. They're the ones who arrested me, and I did nothing wrong. So I'm just going to call them and call them and call them until I get the answer I want. And when the cops tell him, you know, go offline, do this, do that, that's not the answer he wants. So, like I said, he's just waiting for them to just drop everything because he thinks that's what's about to happen. But like we just heard on the call, right? The lady said she'd send someone out there to talk to Chance. Well, she did. And what you're about to see now is that cop showing up, and Chance just being one of the biggest assholes he can possibly be, constantly telling the cop to do his fucking job. It's a pretty hard watch, honestly. Every time I tried watching this one, I got about a minute in, and I was just like, oh my god, he's not really doing this, is he? But he is. He called the cops to his house just to bitch at him.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Chance, how's it going, man?
I don't know if you're around. There's some stuff going on.
I do know. Oh, this morning?
No, like about a week and a half ago.
Okay.
This guy, he came from another state, and they decided, this guy decided to riot by riling up half our neighborhood, coming down to our property, and I was defending our property. And then I was the one to get arrested. And I want to know why your guys' officers aren't doing their job and having that guy get out of here. I should not have been arrested. He should have been.
Okay. We can talk about this if you want, okay?
Yeah.
Where were you arrested?
I was on our property when I...
Tell me.
Well, I was right there in the driveway, right there.
In the driveway?
Yeah, he had to... down here with our neighbors, but they showed up on our property and began harassing me and my family.
How did he put you in immediate danger?
They were getting in our faces and doing out of
So they came into your house?
No, they came onto our property. We were all outside at the time. They were getting in our faces and doing all kinds of stuff. And when we asked them to leave, they would not leave.
Were they in the grass or on the sidewalk?
Yeah, they were in the grass. The one guy that I swung at, he was initially in the grass corner.
Initially?
Yeah.
But not when you swung at him?
Yeah, no, when I swung at him, he caught the back and raised his hand, and that's when he stepped on the public property.
Cyrax is amazing at trying and failing to spin things on people. You hear how the cop there said, you know, he was initially in the grass, but not when he swung on him. And Chance, oh yeah, when I swung on him, he caught it. And like he tried this. Let's just take it to another topic real quick, because I don't want to talk about where we were when I swung at him. He will say, though, that he was on his lawn and the guy eventually backed up when Cyrax swung, but pretty sure they were already out near the street on the sidewalk when that happened. But like, you know, fuck the video evidence. The cops weren't there. Cyrax was there. He knows what happens. These cops need to just lay down the law on the other guy and let the poor goblin go.
He initially was on our property when I swung.
Well, listen. I wasn't here. I didn't arrest you. Okay, we've talked. This is probably like the 4th or 5th time we've talked. Do you remember me at all?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what I'm going to tell you, okay? Even if you're outside in your own yard, at your own time, okay? If somebody comes over, the best and safest thing to do is to go inside and call the police.
And we did that. We tried calling you guys.
Okay, but listen. Apparently you didn't if you came outside with a bat.
Okay, we tried calling you guys several times.
Okay.
We called you guys several times.
I wasn't here, okay? But you decided to go outside with a bat and swing it at somebody, is that right?
Absolutely, because I have the right to protect my property and my family.
He's so quick to just give away these admissions of guilt. No, actually, yeah, I did, because it's just my right to do that. Now, I get that Cyrax wanted to protect his family, and in his own mind, he's in the right, and even in Sally and Ed's mind, he's in the right. But, like, look at it. This protester was there. The neighbors joined in. For fuck's sake, the neighbor picked up the sign. Like, if this dude on screen is picking up a sign saying that you're a child predator on your front lawn, like, you gotta figure the fuck out, Cyrax. We've all seen how Cyrax will never listen to what anybody says. He just simply sits there and waits for his turn to speak, but most times he's very impatient and just starts screaming over the person. Maybe not screaming, but he's definitely talking over the cops a lot in this video. You'll come to see it a lot. Try taking a shot every time Cyrax says, but what I want to know is, as the cops are trying to say something to him, he'll be trashed. But he's always done this. He listens to a few things the cops say just so he can go, oh, yeah, I know that already, but, like, so here's the thing. The trolls, like, can we talk about them now? But it never goes the way he wants it to, because when the cops just turn it around, Cyrax is lost.
He showed up to incite a riot.
Okay. Well, that's for the courts. I'm just trying. I thought you wanted to talk through the possibility of why it happened. Okay, I can't tell you because I wasn't here.
Well, what I want to know initially is why was it when that guy...
Did you call today?
Yeah.
Okay.
What I want to know is this. Why is that when that guy came out of street around that family, why is that I was arrested when I don't have proof? I've tried to show you guys multiple times that this guy had plans on coming down here, but yet every time I saw him...
This guy who sent the big head or whatever, the
No,
baby pig?
no, this guy had actually made threats on Discord to me and my family, and I tried to show y'all, like, hey, this guy's planning on doing this. But it's like, every time y'all say, like, oh, we don't have any evidence, and when I try to show somebody, they're always like, oh, we don't want to see it.
I don't know.
I never understand what Cyrax means by evidence. What I assume he has is just a bunch of miscellaneous text messages from different, like, fake numbers. Maybe something in writing here or there if someone sent a letter to his house. If he did that, you're fucking stupid. There's also, people who show up from Craigslist. And at that point, it's like, what are the cops going to do? They're trying to take down Craigslist, get up the names. They're not giving that much of a shit. Maybe they should, but when you're out here this much for a family that gets into this shit as often as they do, you'll probably really start to lose any type of will to help them out. And these cops just sound lame when they talk to Cyrax, because he just speaks the same bullshit over and over and expects a different outcome.
But, if the threats are specific, okay, you can report that online. You can go online and make a report. We don't know who the Discord handle.
The guy after I found this out after I got arrested. The actual guy's name.
Okay.
Not from around.
I understand that.
But what I want to know is why are you guys not doing your jobs and going after me? Your guys' job is to serve and protect.
Hey,
But yet you guys aren't doing it.
Chase, have I ever done anything to you? Have I ever done anything to you, Chase? Have I ever not arrested somebody for you? Have I ever not taken a report for you? No, listen to me. Listen to me. Okay, every situation's different. Maybe you don't have the proper information when you call. Just because you saying that this is Joe Smith on Discord doesn't mean that we can send out an arrest warrant or arrest somebody because that's what you say.
Well, how hard is it to call their sakes? I know you guys are connected. I know y'all are. Actually, you guys are. I'm not stupid.
I know you're not stupid, but
all you guys gotta do.
Okay. Do you need anything from me, man? Because if you want to sit here and argue, I'm not going to do that, okay? I'm not going to waste my time arguing with you. Did you call for a specific reason?
Yes, I would know why the hell this dude didn't get dealt with.
I wasn't here, Chase. How am I supposed to know that? You're sitting here yelling at me, who you called for help, and I showed up to help.
Bro, what I want to know is how many times did my family have to call about this?
Maybe until you start taking advice.
Maybe you guys need to start doing a freaking job.
Okay.
My family's called over 113 times for you guys, and you guys have done nothing to help. You guys have done nothing to help us. After we called over 113 times for help, you guys have done nothing to let this continue. And this is the point that it fucking got me. And that's not right.
All right, man. See you later.
What a little prick. I mean, this is so much like pent up rage he probably has at the police. He's throwing everything at this officer, trying to tell them how to do their jobs by saying, well, why can't you just, call up the other police stations? And the cop tells him we're not as connected as you think. Oh, yes, you are. Yes, you are. Cyrax knows. Like, what the fuck do you know, cop? Like, you go to the station every day, you do your job? Yeah, the Cyrax does his research, alright? So maybe you should research before you're gonna come up here and step to Chase. Yeah, that's another thing, Chase, right? So, if you're seeing anyone call Cyrax Chase anywhere, I think you can see why. This cop saying, come on, Chase, I've helped you out. Cyrax doesn't even bother to correct him. The cop tells him to take some advice. Maybe this will all change if you take some advice to get off the internet and stop doing all this. But Cyrax doesn't want to hear it. He just wants to tell the cop to do his fucking job. And by do his job, what Cyrax means is protect and serve. And what does protect and serve mean? It means do anything by any means necessary. Take down these trolls. All these people in the most wanted list, forget about them. Screw it. Number 1, Marty. 2, Glory Hole. 3, CDG. Down the list. And the way Cyrax thinks he's going to go about this is by basically whipping the cops into shape, by telling them what's what, and just not listening to anything they say, just demanding more and more. He thinks this random arbitrary evidence that he has, it's just a bunch of streams of him freaking out, and a bunch of numbers that are calling him that don't even lead back to anything. He thinks it's what's going to happen, it's what's going to be that finally ends this 7-year drought of nothing good in his life, and all the trolling can end. But it's just going to get worse, because now you have the police against you when you talk to them like this. So good job, Cyrax. You're really going to get what you want now. And that wasn't even the end of it, because Cyrax had another police visit when there was rumors going around that Sally had called the cops about Cyrax beating her. Well, this ended up just being a hoax. The cops went out there anyway, and the way Chance talks to them in this one, I don't know, I'll talk about it afterwards, but this one cracks me up because he really thinks, you can tell by the end of this next clip, he really thinks he's just one of the boys, one of the bros.
Should you make a comment about punching your grandma online?
No. I've not laid a hand on her.
No,
You okay, Grandma?
I'm fine.
Alright.
Yeah, thank you.
Think he... They're trying to get him in more trouble.
What's he doing?
Nothing.
So there's no trouble from us?
No,
No, not...
Okay.
What it is, I have a court date on the 24th. They're trying to get me in even more trouble than what I'm already in.
What's that for?
It's for simple assault. Somebody trespassed on our property, and when I swung the bat on it, he stepped on public property, which he was able to get me arrested for.
Okay.
Just he was actually on
I mean, I've got... There's now I've got threats for when he goes to jail that it's going to be worse for me. So,
Yeah.
Maybe you should stay offline for a while.
That's what I've been doing.
Yeah, just kind of hanging out.
Yeah, that's
I don't even have internet. He's got some his off of the VPN.
Yep, no worries. Alright, everyone's good then?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. Like, these people have actually made false reports about this stuff.
Yeah, well, we did have to make the report through us. So
Yeah, I know. That's why we're like, you guys are photoshopped there, like we already know. Yeah.
Alright. See ya.
I don't know, just the way he talks to them at the end. Like, come on, guys, we already all know this is Photoshop, right, guys? Like, he's investigating this with the cops. They're all in the same team, and the cops really probably just want him out of this town. In that clip, like I brought up, someone called and said Sally was beat by Cyrax, and Sally, of course, jumps and springs into action to let the cops know that she's just fine. She's, Cyrax, it's not 2012 anymore, cops. Cyrax isn't beating her up. You can notice a bed in their living room. I didn't know that Sally and Ed slept in the living room on a bed. That's, that is up the master bedroom in their house. It's a pretty out there way of doing it, but the Wilkinses are some out there people. But that's really it for the body cam stuff. Again, I want to say shout out to William Gloryhole for getting that. Go show the dude some love. And now we kind of jump into Cyrax's own videos, because as we brought up, he did not stay off the internet. He stayed on the shit, sulking, pretty upset for his upcoming court date. He knew he was in for some trouble. We're going to look at one video before the court date and one afterwards. And he kind of remains the same in both of them, but it's always funny to see Cyrax think he's entirely in the right in a situation where he's pretty much fucked either way. Before we get to that, though, I saw King Cobra streaming the other night, and I put it up as a YouTube short, but King Cobra just out of nowhere starts talking about Cyrax, and it made for some pretty funny shit.
I trolled the fuck out of Cyrax. That was glorious. I fucking hate that sick fuck. My buddy Van Wayward was just like, you want to help me troll this pedophile piece of shit? And I'm like, yes. Cyrax's grandmother doesn't want to take away his fucking internet because she doesn't want to deal with Cyrax beating her ass. Fuck him. Fuck that. Cyrax gets so pissed off when no one takes him seriously. I'm like, bro, that's only going to encourage. That's just going to make it worse, dude. Egging someone on because they have mental disability. I mean, Cyrax is a piece of shit, so it's kind of funny when you do it to him, but then there's other people who aren't so bad.
You see that right there? That's what's up. Cobra giving some advice to Cyrax to kind of help him out. Just a shame Cyrax couldn't be more like this stunning young man right here, smelling great, not being a sicko. Cyrax, of course, went the other route. Smells terrible, is a sicko. It's just not good time for Cyrax. In the next video we're going to watch, Cyrax goes off about bullying and everything. He's been having a lot of trouble as of late, or as of the past 7 years, but something that I'm not really talking about much in this video is something pretty significant that happened in the past week. I'm going to have it linked down in the description below. It's on a channel called Death by Design. This guy got an interview with Cyrax's, his half-sister, or I don't really know how this works, maybe his aunt. It's Sally's daughter. So yeah, actually I answered my own question. It would be his aunt. And she just rips into Cyrax. Talks about how much she hates him, divulges a lot of information about him. It's very interesting watch. It deserves a video all to its own. You may hear Cyrax make some references to it here and there. I'm not entirely sure, though, if the clips we're going to watch do make reference to it. I thought it was important enough to mention. It's fascinating, trust me. Just because I'm not covering it here doesn't mean you shouldn't go watch it. It's wild, all the things that she talks about. There's a part in there where they get to talking about how Cyrax didn't get kicked out of high school because he was too old, even though he was in his 20s when he was in high school. But it was because Cyrax, he was trying to impress some kids. And he did a backflip off of some type of thing, and he fell and he broke his arm. And Cyrax ended up telling the school that, these kids pushed me off. And then they had to get the cops involved. It became a big criminal investigation. And then when they found out that Cyrax was lying, then he got kicked out of school. That's just one of the few things they go into. I'm telling you gotta check that out. But I just wanted to stick to Cyrax and the stuff involving him and what he did. And he's got to get online again. He's got to call out the trolls, just like we're about to see here.
And the real truth is that Marty, TNG, And all y'all motherfuckers out here like Willie Warrior, y'all are the reason I'm in this mess in the first place, dude. Every last one of y'all is the reason I'm in this fucking mess. You know, 5-6 years ago, I was doing good for myself. Minding my own business, doing my own thing, working on my music, working on my gameplay channel. And then Marty, what happened? You got mad because I turned you down, so what'd you do? You turned around and tried to make me out to be a goddamn fucking pedophile. For what? For what, dude?
It's amazing that after all these years, he still thinks that the reason all this is happening is because Marty wanted to get in his pants and Chance declined. Now, the pedo stuff, Cyrax is obviously just using that as an excuse because he knows he did that. But the fact that he really believes that Marty wants to be his man still after everything they've been through. But you know what? Cyrax, he's a lonely guy. Maybe he is still looking for love. Who knows? But he's just trying to pin the blame on everything else, as you'll come to see soon. It's everyone's fault but his, the arrest, that's a glory hole or CVG's fault, This, that, and the third is Marty's fault. Everything in his life is someone else's fault. He can't take accountability for a single thing.
Y'all don't give a fuck about nobody other than themselves. You don't give a fuck who gets hurt. You don't give a fuck whether I get shot at or not. Y'all don't give a fuck whether I'm dead or not.
Unbelievable. He still thinks the ice bullet is a thing too. Cyrax, if you don't even know about this, Cyrax thought that someone shot through his window a few months back. He said that the bullet went in his mattress, yet he's been too lazy still to this day to go dig out that bullet. It was probably a mousetrap in the corner of his room, but Cyrax still maintains that there was an assassination attempt made on his life, and that he's just that important for these type of things to happen. But it's just wild to think that all this nonsensical bullshit that happens around Cyrax, it's clearly not true. He believes full.
Y'all don't give a fuck about anything. I mean, y'all sit there and say that you give a fuck about my family. No, you don't. If you gave a fuck about my mom and my family like y'all say y'all do, y'all motherfucking fools would be out here doing this shit y'all stupid asses did. I mean, y'all sit there like William Warrior and fabricate shit and start for no reason.
For him to call out Glory Hole of all people for fabricating stuff on him, it's ridiculous considering the guy mostly puts up videos of Cyrax's body cam footage of the police at his house. But even in Cyrax's mind, that's fabricated. Everything this guy says is somehow faked or photoshopped. The Wilkinses have become very privy to this recently, knowing that every police video is recorded. We brought it up last week that the Wilkinses will not now talk to police if they know that they have the body cams on, and it's just ridiculous.
Y'all sitting there saying that you don't want me on the internet, but yet you want me on here doing shit to you. Which is it? Do you not want me on the internet, or do you want me on here helping y'all make money? If y'all want to help y'all make money, stop fucking doing shit to fuck my life up. If y'all want to do this, reach out and be like, yo, dude, I see what you got, I like what you do. Let's work out money.
What he brought up there in the beginning, there really is a split of people. Some people who want Chance in jail, some people who still want him on the internet. Depends where you fall, you can fall on either side. If you think he'd be better off here on the internet, still getting messed with by trolls and that occupying his time, I can understand that point of view. But also, if you just want to see him locked away, throw away the key, I understand that completely too. So who knows? I think it's up to the law to decide. But then to show how truly out of it he is, he brings up the fact that, hey, if you guys want to make content, let's do a partnership. Hit me up, I enjoy what you do, yada, yada, yada. Knowing that the people he's talking to are people who would never want to have a partnership with him or respect anything that he does. I think that he thinks that most of his main trolls will be like, man, Cyrax, we'll stop trolling you if you just do, if you do a cover of a Disturbed song for us, dude. We just love your music so much. But no, he's still still in his mindset where he thinks he's some type of celebrity, where he's like, he's of value to people, where they can work and he can get like a record deal again, some stuff like that. It's so far gone for you, Cyrax. It's never gonna happen.
But instead, what do y'all do? Sit there, attack me, harass me, steal shit from my property, steal shit from my family, harass my family, get me arrested for shit that I shouldn't have even been fucking arrested for in the first goddamn place. Because if you ask me, and you can ask anybody else outside of y'all's little fucking dumbass community, ask anybody else. That motherfucker, swearing myself, had no business being here. That man premeditated coming here to fuck with my family. Alright? He had no reason to be here. At all. The same with all these other motherfuckers that sit there and do all this shit. Y'all need to stop. Like, for real, man. Y'all need to shut the fuck up and you need to stop the crap. My family's tired of it. I'm tired of it. And everybody in the real world is fucking sick of y'all motherfuckers coming after me. Y'all are the reason why I ain't making money. Straight up.
The first thing that I noticed in that one is how Cyrax talks about the protester and how he had no right being here, even though it's his right to protest, even if it is ridiculous. But Cyrax says that, and then Cyrax tells him that y'all need to stop. For real. Like and he doesn't understand this. I know we're beating a dead horse here, but let's be honest. Cyrax, he can't realize yet. Just a month ago, a dude showed up, incited a quote-unquote riot on your street by riling up the neighbors who agreed with what he was saying, having the words Chance Wilkins is a predator on his sign. They were yelling, calling you a pervert. It was a wild situation, Cyrax. A situation that you found yourself in because of your internet history. Just a few months before that, dude came to your town. You ran over there to fight him and got pummeled. Like, this stuff isn't going to stop because you constantly keep, you feed into this shit. It's only going to make people want to go mess with you more. Cyrax is trying to say anything he can to make this stop. He's not willing to do anything. And the one thing that he could do to really try to make this stop is getting off the internet. And I know I've heard the arguments before of people saying that it wouldn't stop. People would just keep bugging him to try to get him back on the internet. And that's very true, but the thing is, Cyrax has only ever taken like a day or two break from the internet. And of course, on the first day or two, people are still going to be going hard trying to mess with you. But he thinks that's enough. He tells the cops, oh yeah, I've been staying off the internet. But he thinks that eventually, he sits there and goes, you know what guys, I'm leaving the internet, I'm gone for good. He's sitting on his bed, just playing with a fucking yo-yo or something. 4 hours have gone by and Cyrax thinks, well, now I should be able to get back on and start my music career. He gets back on and makes a new account. Immediately calls out Marty or someone in the process, but then says that he's going to go get to work on his new music and his artwork. And he expects after that, why is everyone still messing with me? I left. And he can't, if he could do it for a week, I'd be shocked. But Cyrax, if he could really take a 6-month break off the internet, I bet you a lot of the people who mess with him would just completely forget about him. But who knows? He'll never do it anyway. There's another longer Cyrax video we're going to look at that's also pretty funny, but there's a few other things I want to bring up here. Firstly, is that Cyrax and his family put up a warning sign on their house, letting the masses know that nothing was free or for sale at their address. And, well, you guys want to take a wild guess at how long this sign stayed up? Not very long, because just the other day, CDG had a live stream up auctioning off this very sign you see on screen now. Nothing the Wilkinses put outside will stay there for long. Either Craigslist is going to get it or the trolls are going to get it. It's fucked. It's a fucked up situation going on over there, man. So then we finally got to court day. And as we previously mentioned, not much happened on that day, although we did find out that we're most likely going to trial on the 22nd. That's if it doesn't get like dismissed on the 14th. Who knows? There's still time and some stuff could happen. What you're seeing on screen now is Cyrax and Sally heading into the courtroom. So sadly, no one knows what happened in the courtroom, but they weren't in there for very long. However, someone did post that they were there and what happened that day. More specifically, when Cyrax and Sally were talking with Cyrax's public defender. So let's go ahead and read that. The guy says, "I was there. I'm only now just getting home, but I have the update you're all looking for, or at least some of it. I got to Akron Municipal, went through the metal detector and took the elevator to the 8th floor. Upon the elevator doors opening, I was face to face with Cyrax himself. I always thought he would look slightly different, that the terrible quality of his camera gave some sort of effect. But I was mistaken. What you have seen is exactly what you get." It's a horrifying sight to behold, honestly. Imagine the elevator doors open wherever you at and you're just greeted by Cyrax. Like, fuck that. Especially if you're tripping, oh my god. Despite arriving before 10:45, I missed the proceedings. It seems like they had started early. We're in and out, and we're waiting in the hallway afterwards. I had assumed they were waiting to go in at the time. I did, however, eavesdrop on a conversation between him and Sally and assuming his public defender in the hallway before leaving. We could only hear some, as most was muttered, but here are the key points I recall. PD pulled out a paper, pointed to it and said something about you need to have everything by this date, did not yet say date. Otherwise, lower tone, I think this will go to trial. Said they were unaware of any sort of deal on the table and asked Chance and maybe Sally to sign said paper. Now that's interesting because some people had speculated before that there would be some type of plea deal, but no, apparently they are just going to take this straight to trial. They're not offering Cyrax anything, which that's not looking good in his favor, but we'll have to come to see when his day in court really comes again. Sally showed PD something on her phone, to which he replied something like, "Well, that doesn't pertain to this case, and this isn't the state of Virginia." Sally said, "Well, just thought you should know." Obviously, I could definitely see Sally doing something like that. She always tries to tell the cops, "Look, there's death threats on my phone." And she probably told them this, if I'm just assuming, "Well, there's this number here from Virginia that said that they sent me a death threat." And then the public defender says exactly what he says there. It doesn't pertain to the case, yada, yada, yada. And she says, "Well, I just thought you should know that she's like, she has to get the last word in." He then says that the PD then recommended that Chance stay off the internet for at least a year, to which, of course, Chance replied something about protecting his family, and now they're showing up at my house. Now, to be fair, that's exactly how one would assume Chance would respond to this information. He doesn't want to take any accountability, and he doesn't want to get off the internet, so it's time to tell them about all the stuff he's been telling them over and over and over again. That's why in this video, anytime a cop or a public defender, doesn't matter who it is, anytime they give him some advice, he seemingly just responds, "Yeah, but what I want to know is," because it's what Chance wants to know. It's all about Cyrax. It doesn't matter any advice these guys give him, anything they lay down in front of him. All that matters is that Cyrax gets what he wants, and that's it. And that's why he's back on the internet even after hearing this. PD says it's all brought on by him and by his online activities, saying they've seen his videos but was unable to make out what was said was seen, i.e., we've seen videos of you brought down to a whisper said 2 to 3 times, said Chance should stay off the internet entirely. PD said Chance will reappear on the 14th at, I believe, 10:30, then something to do with a jury, and then the 22nd for a trial. So yeah, Chance has got a lot on his plate over the next month. He's probably going to be freaking out because that's what he's been claiming has been going on ever since the initial assault, and he found out he was going to court and everything. Although, to be fair, he could just go off into delusion land like he usually does and just think he's going to get out of this scot-free, which honestly, there's still a good chance he does, at least as scot-free as possible. Probation would be like would probably be the scot-freest you could get. PD said they were good to go, and the Wilkinses took the elevator down and sat out front, which I'm sure by now you've already seen. Yeah, that's a video where they're sitting out front waiting for Ed, and the dude recording keeps calling him Cyrax like scabby head and all this stuff, was trying his hardest to be funny, didn't really hit, so just kind of glossed over that, kind of skipped that video, but let's move on and keep reading. After chronicling the series of events, the guy goes on to say, I'm probably forgetting a few details, but that's the meat and potatoes of it. I missed the real action in the courtroom, unfortunately, but it seems as though the city of Akron isn't backing down. Assuming there isn't some sort of plea deal made, or like PD said at the beginning, wanted everything together by 8/14 so they can be attempting to move for dismissal, it looks like Cyrax will have his day in court. Chance's own public defender told him to stay off the internet. The city of Akron is moving forward with the case, and Chance will reappear in court 8/14 at 10:30 a.m. then, assuming no plea deal nor dismissal. 8/22 for trial by jury. Just remember, after the PD told Chance to stay off the internet, Chance said, I can show you 400 people right now. These people bully and harass, mutter. PD replied, my recommendation is to stay off the internet. I'm sure those 400 people would tell you the same if they could. You are bleeding baby, and they are pariahs. You get that analogy? Chance slowly nodded, did not respond above a mutter to himself. So he definitely didn't understand any of that, as he'll come to see very soon. Cyrax, he believes that he's in the right constantly, even though his public defender here is trying to tell him, look, even his public defender is giving him the same advice everyone else has, just stay off the internet. And when you're about to see what Cyrax is about to do, you know he's just, when he nodded his head, in his head all he was thinking was, you sack of shit. Like, here, you just don't get it. Here's what you don't understand, public defender. Like, they've been doing this for 7 years. And that's what he wanted to say. He wanted this guy to look at it and just go like, my God, like, the case has been cracked. Like, this dude's totally innocent. But it didn't happen the way Cyrax wanted. So how do you think he responded? Well, of course he responded by getting right the fuck back on the internet and just calling out his lawyer and basically everyone else under the sun surrounding this whole situation. It's gonna be a doozy, because this is a pretty long Cyrax video, but some of the claims he makes in this one are just so out there, claiming that, like, I don't even want to spoil it for you, because in most Cyrax videos he's chirping up.
I always thought my daughter would make her own medical decisions and have the same freedoms I've had. But Dave McCormick is fully against her, even in cases of rape or incest. It's outrageous. Dave McCormick is dangerous for us.
About the same stuff, but this one's a little different because he's so far entrenched in his beliefs that are such bullshit. There's no getting him out of it.
I'm making this video to reach out for help. I am currently being set up by a bunch of internet trolls and the Akron Police Department. I need outside help because my public defender is not a good defender at all. I have a video evidence that he is refusing to look at. Long story short, what happened about 3.5 weeks ago, an internet troll by the name of Aware of Myself came to my house and incited a riot on my property. He gathered up 8 of my neighbors from down the street, brought them here and incited a riot on our property. My family told him to leave several times. He would not leave. But he would not leave at all.